Garcia and his recent meltdown online. What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, I can't tie that to toughness or weakness. I just think he's going through something. He gotta figure it out, man. He gotta take some time to really focus on himself. That's not a toughness thing. That's life. You know, he's already proved he's tough. He's been fighting, talking about the amateurs for many years, and then he turned pro. And I mean, that's not a toughness thing. He already checked that box. That's lifestyle. He gotta figure out what's going on. And if it's a substance thing, he has to address it. If it's alcohol, he has to address it. If it's the wrong people around him, he has to address it. If it's him doing something to get himself in that kind of state, he's got to address it. So he's got to do some tough work and some soul searching.
Andre, speaking of lifestyle, I know Spence mentioned his lifestyle wasn't really right before the Bud. Do you believe he could bounce back fighting Bud, or does he move on?
I would like to see that. You know what I'm saying? Like I got a lot of respect for Harold. Bud and Harold, both my brothers. But his body been through a lot the last couple of years, even before the Crawford fight. And the Crawford fight didn't help. So you got people that never took a punch in their life talking about, oh no, he need to get that back. That's because you're not gonna be in there, right? You think somebody got to prove something to you? That man got a family, and you got to be smart enough and wise enough when to say, man, that's enough. It's hard. You got pride. You want to get the get back. You got all that stuff working against you, but this life thing is real. And I know. I've been retired 6 years now, so I'm on the other side, so I can talk about it.
Andre, question. As you know, Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia are going to fight. How do you see that fight playing out? Who's the winner?
Man, I think Devin is surging right now with confidence, skill-wise. He's gonna be hard to beat right now. So I give Devin the edge, definitely. But Ryan, again, man, like before this stuff started coming out, I had it a closer fight on paper. But he got a lot to deal with. They 5-6 weeks away. So training camp is not the place you need. Training camp is not the place for you to be working on yourself. Like that's the place where you get ready for war. Trying to juggle both, so it's not a good look going into this fight.
Andre, what's your message to the young people that's coming up in boxing?
Go one.
Man, you got to decide why you're doing this. You know, you can't do it because mama wants you to do it, daddy wants you to do it, and you got to decide why you're doing it. Now, some people do it to stay out of trouble and have something to do after school. I think that's a beautiful reason about it. Some people doing it for self-defense so they can feel confident in their own skin in case they need it. That's a good reason. But if you're doing it and trying to compete, then you got to love it. You got to love it. It's going to be days you feel like coming in here, and there's days you don't. The days you don't, you still got to come. You got to put your work in. And the beautiful thing about boxing is it is a jealous sport, and it will tell on you if you're not working and not putting in the time. But if you are working and putting in the time, it'll reward you in your biggest moment.
Andre, I followed you.
This is like an old school press conference.
Everybody's
Fight. You that guy. Where that picture coming
I gotta come in.
Fight.
You talk about the business of boxing in the group. And,
Oh yeah.
Where else can we find sources talking about this business of boxing?
Other sources, I don't know. But since the book is out, we don't plug the book. There's a lot of boxing business in the book. I go into detail about the lawsuits and the things that I not only did, but how I was feeling, my mindset, my approach toward it, why I did what I did, what the media was saying versus what was actually happening. So I break it all down in the book, and I hope that it's a resource and a tool, man, because we need more business in boxing. We got a lot of fighting, but we need more business in boxing.
100%, thank you.
I got you.
Yeah, go ahead with that. Still shit.
Guys, let's keep it focused on him. We don't need to talk about other things.
I got one. What is it like being like one of the only athletes that's on Team Jordan? Like you're like one of like few. Like you're like special. What is that like?
It's a beautiful thing. I ain't complaining about it. I'm grateful, man. You know, got a beautiful relationship with MJ and Larry Miller and H. White, them guys, man. And, my boy, I just got a lot of family over here in the Jordan family. And I'm just grateful to be a part of it.
I got two part of it. Yeah, go ahead.
Andre, growing up, like what fighters did you look up to, and like you said, like damn, I see, I want to be just as good as that fighter.
Yeah, I watched a lot of fighters, but my three is Bernard, Floyd, and Roy. That's what I'm a hybrid of. Any given round, you may see any of them dudes come out. So that was my three, my big three.
We didn't come to her yet.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah. Okay. So retirement, like, talk to us about that, and like, what's the next phase? Like,
busy. It's a different kind of busy, but it's more project-based. You know, I'm a minister at my church, so I travel, evangelize, and preach. I speak, I motivate. That's one of my gifts. That's one of the things God gave me is the ability to have a great mind, the ability to communicate my mind and His mind, and to not only try to inspire, but try to help people just be better. So that's one of the things that I'm really focusing on right now, and just my day-to-day business dealings and raising my family. So it's I'm juggling a lot. It's and I'm grateful. You know what I'm saying? Because not everybody can do stuff like that post-career.
Sure, you're this is a fighter that when they retire. We good. Jerry, you're one of the fighters that when they retire, they try to stay retired. Was there any like dark days for you when you were just like, yeah, I'm really gonna come back?
Oh yeah, man, it ain't easy. You know, I got a good poker face. You know, I make it look easy. It ain't easy. It's one of the hardest things I ever had to do in my life. But it's a necessary thing, man. I can't be around in this game and then coming to be around y'all and not be my whole self because I just want to stay around 2 years, 3 years. Like, it's always money to be made. But I chose to trust God and bet on myself and not just talk. You know, I said my whole career I'm more than just a fighter. Well, in retirement, I got the opportunity to show. And you see projects like the Doc in the Book and other things that prove that that's true. So it's a new season. It's a different day. It's challenging some days, but that don't mean it's the wrong decision because it's hard.
What's the toughest moment of your career, or the toughest fight?
I think the toughest moment was the lawsuit period, man. With, you know, I'm out of the ring 2 years, fighting for something I believe in. You know, the media trying to spin it and make it seem like, you know, I'm selfish and I'm not. You know, I just want more money. But really, I'm trying to fight for what I believe in.
Yeah.
So that was probably the hardest moment right there.
You guys want to fight with a professional boxer here, man? Yeah, we here, Andre. Who's your top 5 now, Andre? Top 5 now, pound for pound, in your opinion.
Man, I can't even do that.
You can't. Yeah, you said they're gonna get mad at me.
Terrence at the top of that, though. I can take you there.
Okay.
My question was, how did you train? All right, so you know, nobody ever want to take a loss.
Stay focused.
Yo, guys, let's get it right. Let's get it right. It's a good time. Let's get it right.
Now, you know, like I was saying, you know, nobody ever want to take a loss in their career. So how was you able to train yourself and train your mental to not take a loss? You get what I'm saying? Because going into every fight, you're thinking like, damn, I can't lose this fight. So how did you train your mental to overcome that?
It's just day to day, bro. I realize I hate losing, bro. Like, I hate losing. And I remember the last loss like it was yesterday. I remember the looks on everybody's faces that was around me. And I never want to experience that again. You know what I'm saying? That was before 14. Yeah, so that
Good.
I put my body through it and I sacrificed so I wouldn't have to experience that. There wasn't no guarantees.
Right.
But I try to put myself in the best position. So when I'm sitting up in that bed, laying up in that bed, the day of the fight, the night before the fight, I got no doubt. I ain't questioning myself. Oh, I cheated a couple weeks. Oh man, I ate this when my weight went. I got none of that. If you beat me, you gonna have to earn it.
Yes, sir.
So that was I just conditioned myself day in and day out, year in and year out, where I knew it was gonna have to be a good man to beat me.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
So when you was about to fight Eric, you knew you was gonna beat him?
He walked in. He walked. You gotta answer that. You gotta answer that. No comment. Omit. No comment.
No comment.
That was a good one.
No comment.
That was a good one. Any regrets?
Your membership revoked, son.
Yeah.
No comment.
He was trying to sneak that question out.
Yeah, that was good. That was good.
He dropped that and left, bro.
Yeah, left. Yeah. Drop the mic. Drop the mic. Any regrets in your career?
Man, I would say the only regret is I probably could have had a little bit more fun doing what I was doing.
A couple more fights or like more fun and
Nah, just while I'm during the process. Like when you dealing with a winning streak like that, and you know what a loss can do to your money and your reputation, your legacy, it's a lot of pressure. And I put a lot of pressure on myself to be excellent, not even just in the fight, but every day in sparring. If I could do it all over again, I would have more fun. I would enjoy the process a little bit more.
I know you're a big advocate on trying to get a union, professional union for professional fighters. I know you would support that, you would back it up. I mean, they've been talking about this for the last 70, 80 years. Nobody's been able to get it off the ground. Nobody's done any of the heavy lifting. What do we got to do to get a union finally to represent those ex-fighters that are down on their luck, financially need help? How do we get Bob Arum? How do we get Oscar De La Hoya? How do we get Don King? How do we get Eddie Hearns on board? You know, to get this thing going.
Well, first of all, I don't want to back it. I want to run it.
Talk about it.
Ahead of
Be
somebody.
your vice president.
So that's number one. Number two, the way we do it is fighters got to unite.
Yes.
We hold the power. We don't fight, you don't eat. There is no contract with no network. There is no, you don't get nothing. If the top fighters and even the top contenders said we gonna unite and we gonna hold out until these things are done, guess what? I promise you they come to the table.
But are these guys, are the journeymen and the contenders? Without the journeymen, without the contenders, there's no sport. Are these guys going to stand shoulder to shoulder with Barkley, with Junior Jones, with Vito Antuofermo? Are they going to, with Marlon Starlin, are they going to stand shoulder to shoulder and not cross the picket line? That's what we got to do.
I agree, that's what I just said.
I agree. Stay in touch.
Hey, I love all that.
Yes, sir.
So, throughout your career, when you face certain challenges, what made you persevere? What made you come out on top?
First of all, it was my faith in God. Not just my faith in God, like, oh, I believe in God, but believing that I was here for a purpose. So that gave me some boldness. Knowing that, like, I'm in this arena, I'm facing this fight, I'm facing this challenge for a purpose. Like, this is my time. So that was like number one. Then you got to have the works part. You can't have faith without work. Faith without works is dead. So it was the faith and the works working together, and just getting it done, man, when the lights come on, you know? Like, but it's just a lot of work. I know that seems oversimplified, but it's just repping that day in and day out, like I said, year in and year out. And just, man, God, I need you, but I gotta put in the work. And the work, bro, is, man, I push myself a lot. I didn't wait for my coach to tell me to do something. My coach had to pull me back. Oh, you want me to do 6-round shadow boxing? All right, my thing is 6 rounds. All right, let's do 24 minutes straight on the 24 minutes straight on the clock. Turn the bell off. Like, that's the type of stuff I was doing, because I'm like, if my opponent, if you resting in that middle part of that 1 minute, bro, I'm gonna wear you out. I want you to run this. All right, on Sunday, I'm gonna go find another hill, man. I want to run this hill. And I know, like, bro, why you pick this hill? This is gonna hurt. Why you do? But I know, like, if I can master this, if I can just keep doing this, come fight time, bro, I'm gonna choke you out. I'm gonna squeeze you. You're gonna get tired. I'm gonna have my way. So this is how my mind works, because I love to win that much. I don't want to lose, bro. So that's me. That's me. So, yeah.
Let's do a couple more.
Can't put that in somebody, though. You can encourage it, but you gotta love to win, bro. You know, you gotta really love it. But here go the thing I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna go to this. Sometimes, man, people love the idea of winning, but they don't love it enough to prepare to win.
Yeah.
You say you want to win, yeah, I want to win. Make sure you're doing this, man, for the next 6 weeks. Can you do that and not miss a day? I mean, I'm gonna try. Hey, bro, I don't want your weight to go above here. Don't eat nothing you're not supposed to. But what about Thanksgiving? You gotta skip that. Do you really? You said you was trying to. But sometimes we like the idea of winning and what comes with it. We don't love it enough to prepare to win, though. That separates the people that say it and the people that do it. Make sense?
Yeah.
Do you ever deal with anxiety? I'm sorry I came late. So
Yeah, it's all good.
Do you ever deal with anxiety, like even going to sparring or like preparing for a fight? And like, how do you deal with
I deal with anxiety without no fighting, no sports. I still gotta work through that stuff. Hey, I'm gonna keep it real with you though. Like, most days I did good in sparring, but I didn't like it because I had a knot in my stomach. And I knew, like, and you know how it is in training camp, you fight training, like, you got good days and you got days where it's like, bro, I don't know how I'm gonna get through this day. but I still got sparring. Still got 2-3 guys I'm sparring with. So I dealt with that a lot. I wasn't one of them guys that loved sparring, but it was a necessary evil. Like I knew like I got to do it. So I bit down and did it, but I didn't like love doing it. You know what I mean? And I tried to work on stuff like, man, enjoy it. Smile while you're getting ready and loosen yourself up. But yeah, no, I dealt with that for sure. For sure. It's part of it. It's part of it. You accept it and try to learn techniques and ways to work through it. You gotta work on it.
Particular technique to cope with it?
Yeah, just mentally. That's what I call mental reps. We don't talk enough about that in sports, and we don't talk enough about that in boxing. We talk about the physical part. Are you working your mind? Man, I got 2 hours before I gotta be at the gym. What are you going through in your mind? Some days your mental rep may be, you know what? I'm not thinking about nothing. I'm finna watch this movie and get dressed. When I go to that gym, I'm about to do my thing. My mind is made up. Other days, you got to think, man, last time, man, I couldn't get in here with that right hand. I gotta make sure I got whatever you need to do in the moment. That's what you got to do for your mental rep. We just be sitting there like not thinking and then expect everything to flow. You got to see it before you do it. And that's the mental rep. Maybe 1 or 2 more.
Yeah, I followed you from childhood up to your title wins. Just always wanted to know what was the most, what would you say is like personally the most glorious, gratifying night in the sport that you had?
Probably say Kovalev 1 and 2, but for different reasons. One was I had to get it a different kind of way. I had to get off the canvas, deal with a lot of issues. I talk about this in the book with my knee. I mean, we almost pulled out of that fight like 2 or 3 times. And man, I was in disbelief that I was dealing with something that bad going up against a fighter like that. I couldn't believe it. But it's, Verse kept saying, man, God got this for you, man, and he knows what he's doing. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm getting ready to fight that dude, though. And we got through it. I got knocked down, and people focus on the knockdown, but they don't focus on the other 10 rounds. And me responding like they say a champion wants is supposed to. So that was gratifying from that standpoint. But the second fight was more gratifying to shut the haters up and to seal my career and leave no doubt. So you said the first one was close, but this one ain't even close. Yeah. So those 2 fights, I think, probably were the cherry on top.
What made you retire?
Man, 23 years of boxing. Trying to change the narrative of the sport. Trying to leave with my faculties intact. Trying to get. I wanted my freedom back. That whole mental rep thing, that's real. I wanted a break from that. I wanted to just be a regular person, a civilian. I've given my whole life, I've given a childhood to do this. You got to know when, and I felt like it was time 2-3 years before it was time, and it was like, nah, it's not time. Nah, it's not time. Nah, it's not time. After Kovalev won, I thought it was time, and it wasn't time. And after the second one, I'm like, it's time. It's time. So just trying to take my time with how I was feeling and walk through the process and getting counsel from like my pastor and people like that, because he did it before. He played 6 years as a running back for the Raiders, Napoleon Kaufman, and then he just abruptly retired. So he already knew, he had already walked my path. So I'm like, what you think now? He's like, man, I think you can go if you want to go. And then it was time to go. So, and that's how I always envisioned leaving. When everybody's saying, why are you leaving? Because it's time to go. As soon as y'all say I'm the best ever in the whole world, you finally give it to me? Nah. Gotta move on to other things. Man, I gotta roll, man. I appreciate y'all. One more thing.
Speaking of other things you moved on to, in retirement, you've been broadcasting, you've been in Crawford, you've been a documentary filmmaker. Of all those things, what has been the most fulfilling, if anything, compared to your boxing career?
That's a good one, man.
That's very good.
I think my call to the ministry, man, is really the most fulfilling. We got opportunity to affect people's lives. And it's, I can't believe that God would use somebody like me who was broken at one point in time, was flawed, still very flawed. Like why would you choose me to try to be a voice, to try to be an example, and try to help people? So I think that's the most fulfilling and the most humbling thing that I've done post-career, is have an opportunity to stand in front of people and say anything. Like, it's one thing to talk about sports, but to open up God's word and try to inspire people and encourage people, man, it's a powerful thing, and I'm not worthy of it, man. So that's probably the most fulfilling.
Appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate y'all.
Can you take a picture? Yeah, that's what I want to get.
I'm about to slide right now.
How you see Tank and Frank Martin going?
Still fighting.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Stay activated. I'm just gifting you this hit. Whatever hat you
giving legend gifts. That's real.
Do Shane.
Dre, what about Haney and Tank if it ever goes down? He said he's not trying to give too much, man. These brothers be. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. He said, I got you. He said, legend in the building. What about Bivol and Beterbiev?
Are they good now?